I've been listening to David Benjamin in Christ. He's a brother that does a lot of teaching, and his videos have been really special to me, and have saved me from a lot of error that I wasn't even really aware how it would take advantage and try and capture me. A lot of doctrinal stuff and different things about that creep in and try to take advantage of you, just like Cain, the way that God told him, sin's creeping at your door, and Cain didn't realize that, well, it had to do with all of this religious fervor that Cain had in presenting all his works to God, and then when they were rejected, he just became enraged and hated his brother. And that is, for a lot of us who love the Lord and are waiting for him, that's something that the devil likes to try to give to us as like a substitute meal and get us raging angry and hating our brothers. So the thing that drew me to David's channel, and this is the last thing that I want to say, but it was when he focused on the gospel. It was the fact that I knew justification was by faith. That one was obvious enough. That's exactly what Paul said. And then at times I've realized that sanctification is by faith. But the whole sanctification by faith, David's channel really showed me how that demand is answered by Jesus, by the Spirit, and how God will accomplish his own work in us. And I don't really have good words right now to describe anymore, so I'll probably just stop with that. But what I really wanted to talk about, and thanks David, your channel has meant a lot to me. So I can't more highly recommend that content. All that content points to Jesus as the answer for everything, from salvation all the way to the day that we see him face to face. So I do recommend it. Watch it. Feed on the truth. So something that I wanted to talk about is different meditations that I've had recently, and the ones that mean a lot to me. And obviously the gospel, the fact that Jesus has paid for my sins. He died taking away all my sins, that he was buried and rose again from the dead, and that nothing I can do can change that. That is the daily bread meditation. That is what I need to think of every day, all the time. That is what that's daily food. I don't meditate on it as much as I should, and it's something that I imagine I'll always be growing in. And another meditation. Oh boy, this is ugly compared to the first one. The first one was just smooth. I didn't push record. Well, anyways, another meditation that I really like is thinking about the Millennial Kingdom and how much joy and what it'll be like to be there, to see the Jewish people lifted up and purified and to see all of the things that we've read about in the Old Testament, all the different feasts and the different things that they did, and to see it and to be with Jesus doing all of these things, spending a feast in a tent, enjoying the food, enjoying the fellowship. And I think about the government aspect, when Jesus will rule the nations with a rod of iron, and everything will be right just the way that it should be. And that is really easy for me to relate to right now, and something that in a human way I can see it. I see the need. I long for that righteousness upon the earth. I long for the righteousness of Jesus Christ in this world. I long for his rule. I long for his commandments and what he's going to decree. It'll just be so right and fun, and 1,000 years of picnics and swimming and music. I think about the music and how we'll get to hear David play his psalms exactly the way that he wrote them. King David, now Prince David, with Jesus on the throne as the king. And we'll get to hear those songs. The psalmist of Bethlehem will get to hear those psalms in the original, and we'll get to sing along with every word, and we'll know it all by heart. I don't know all the psalms by heart, but someday I will. And to get to hear Moses sing Psalm 90, I can't picture it, but I can't picture it, but it's going to be very fun. I know it'll be so fun. And it'll be great. And then, not to mention all the other things, like the curse in some way lifted, and the animals, all no more carnivores. And not just the lion and the wolf, but the wolf and the lamb. My goodness. Not just the lion or the wolf or the lamb being at peace, but all the other funny animals that you can't. Maybe it's you ever ride a hippopotamus or a gator? Yeah. Let's go do it. I'm sure it'll be wonderful. And then to have work to do, have missions to accomplish, have things that Jesus wants to be done or to be said or to be communicated, and to be the one who is given the role to do that. And to enjoy the weight and of that. It won't be burdensome. It will be wonderful and right. And another thing that I've been meditating on, I muse on it, is this one's kind of harder for me to explain, but it's the future of the body of Christ, the bride, what we will be does not yet appear, but we see partially, we can kind of see it, but then we will fully know it, just the same way that we're fully known. One way that I think about this that just blew me away, just grabbed my heart so hard. I was thinking about Song of Solomon, and I had just been watching the videos in Ephesians that David did. He's got a playlist through Ephesians. And it was after I watched Romans, which was a perfect setup. And so then I watched through the Ephesians, and then I was going through Song of Solomon, and I was meditating as I was thinking about Ephesians. And that verse that when we see him, we will be like him, just stuck in my mind. And I was thinking that about how when we are caught up to see Jesus and we're transformed, we're transfigured and changed into our new bodies, we are going to be like him. So we will be almost, I don't know exactly if I can use the right words to say it, but we will be like an express image of him. And we already are justified, and we have his righteousness on our account. But in that time, I just see that we will be pleasing to him. Jesus said the Father loves you the same way that he loves Jesus. And when we see Jesus and we're transformed and we're all given new bodies, it won't be a pity thing where Jesus is looking. It won't be like that. We will be perfectly satisfying to him. He will complete his work, and we will be perfectly satisfying. I take this one so personally because I am so unsatisfied with myself. But I know when I'm changed that I will be satisfying to him exactly the way that he deserves to be satisfied. We all will be fully satisfying to him, just like the bride in Song of Solomon ravished his heart. And that's so fantastic. It's such a fantastic thing to know that Jesus will be so satisfied and pleased. And even now, we have his righteousness, and he's glorified. But someday we will be glorified to match him exactly the way that he deserves to be. Yeah, I think that's all I got. It's one of my favorites. Two of my favorites. I need the gospel more. I need to remember the gospel more. I need to remember the hope that we have and how it's so much bigger than just escape. So much bigger than just fixing this evil world more than just judging Satan and judging the world. It's what a glorious hope. Yeah. Okay.